These are the tales and ramblings of two men, their dream of running a successful food truck business and life. We invite you along to join Josh and Skippy on this journey. This is...
Why are we getting echo again?
Morning Food Truck.
What the fuck? Anyways, everybody, welcome to this shit show of a live episode, I think. I don't know what the hell. Maybe you'll hear it, maybe you won't. I really don't know at this point. Having all kinds of issues with the audio going back and forth between Zoom and the Spreaker studio. So hopefully we get that fixed soon.
Any sound engineers, please follow us on Facebook and let us know what we need to do.
Yeah. Because this is just awful. And I don't know why, but the audio on my phone is really light. Like, usually when I have people on speaker, it comes through pretty loud, but it seems to be a little quiet today, of course, naturally. But the microphone's picking you up, so we'll go with it.
I'm happy to be picked up.
Well, yeah. So, welcome to whatever episode this is. Welcome to the shit show.
This is a great episode.
We're off to a good start. Skippy, how was your week? You started working again full time? Ish.
I love how you say it. I started working again full time. Actually, Wednesday through Saturday, as full time could be. Let's see. We sold out. We sold out 2 days in a row. Sold out for me is what I'm happy cooking for the day, and obviously be selling for the day. We visited our local spot now is really picking up. We've done a whole lot of advertising, I guess, in that area, so there's not a lot of fast, I guess, food other than good old McDonald's. As I like dirty brownies. So I get a lot of people just saying, we just need more places, and I'm set up across the street from a big boy that's always packed. So a lot of referrals from people that have come and got our food from businesses down the street. They've noticed High Taco and or Pebbles.
Yeah, that could be bad today. Because I have to have the volume all the way up on my microphone, so I'm probably coming through super loud to your quiet. So
oh, you're good. Anyway, so they've noticed the employees eating our food, and they asked where they got the food from, and we've gotten a lot of referrals from it, so it's really good. I told everybody last time about our 3 barbecue truck, little food truck rally we had. It was at the Southern Michigan Beer Festival here in Jackson. We didn't sell out, but we came pretty darn close. There was a little ice carver right next to us. We found out late in the season, like we paid for this, signed up back in December, and we found out like at the end of February that there's going to be 2 other barbecue trucks there. And both are established, been around for a long time. Might be new, or one might be newer to the food truck side of things, but otherwise, I think my helper was next to me, and she was kind of keeping an eye on the lines, and we were the only ones that seemed to keep doing business. I got a great T-shirt from one of the newer trucks around our area called the Bandwagon. They do loaded tater tots. I'm a sucker for tater tots. Anyway, the T-shirt's all black, and it has a picture of 2 tater tots, and it says, "Show me your tots."
Nice.
Can't beat that shirt anywhere. And then, so that was Saturday, and we took yesterday, today, and tomorrow off. So we got a busy week coming up. And speaking of busy weeks, somebody's back in the saddle again. Let's talk about you.
Yeah. First, can you do me a quick favor?
I can try.
Can you mute your phone and unmute your Zoom and see if it comes through?
Muting phone now.
Negative. Can you hear me? No, we can't hear either of us, so. and fail.
Again, audio engineers, please hit us up.
Well, there is a very long article in their help desk, and like it worked fine the first time. I was just trying to get rid of the echo, and it seems that I have broken it. So we'll go back, and I'll go back and make sure everything is proper. But I'm still playing with it to try to fix it while we're going.
Careful.
Yeah, I know. So sorry that we were late, and sorry if we drop this at some point in time. I would say there's a decent likelihood of that happening, as my phone is blinking on and off nonstop. So yeah, it's a good day. Yeah, I heard you. Tomorrow, as it is currently still snowing, and we have 3 inches of new snow on the ground. So thanks, Mother Nature. You can stop anytime. We've gotten more snow in March so far than we have in February.
She's a little schizophrenic, isn't she?
Yeah, we'll go with bipolar because there's 2 poles. Dad jokes. So yeah, it's we start back up tomorrow, firing up the cooker today at some point. Unfortunately, there's just so much going on today that I got a lot to do. I still have some shopping to do. I still have meat to pick up to cook for tomorrow, and have to try to squeeze that in after this, and then before I have to drop a car off to get the windshield fixed. Oh yeah, and then throw in a newspaper interview with the Holland Sentinel in between those two, because he had to reschedule. That was supposed to happen at 9, and now it's happening at noon. Yeah, it's I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way for our opening day.
Great day for Josh Hansen, Sweet Rack, but barbecue.
It's pretty typical of our opening weeks. It kind of reminds me of a barbecue contest that you're just trying to limit what you forget to a couple things versus everything. So, yeah, if we end up with the full menu tomorrow, that'll be a good day. I remember to grab our cheese warmer out of the storage. Yeah, I think we'll have everything.
Oh, that would have been a bad thing. You forgot the cheese warmer.
Yeah, there might have been a riot.
I do have a solution for that if you want to hear it.
For
Not even use a cheese warmer.
okay.
I have been reading about the plastic, the squirt bottles that we use for sauces and stuff.
Yeah.
They're heat resistant.
Okay.
So I have been pouring when I do Durachos or nachos, I've been pouring nacho cheese with a little milk in the bottles. And I feel personally that I get good coverage with those bottles. And I don't have to. I'm limited on electric. You're not. You're not. But for me, it works out great. It's just 3 squeeze bottles. You got your sauce, your sour cream, and your cheese, and I feel like it works. But I just want just in case that you ever had that problem or cheese warmer didn't work, just throw it in your warmer and it heats up really good. Stays nice and hot.
Yeah. So on ours, I mean, we're using 2 ladlefuls of cheese. I mean, I can't imagine. That's like a whole squeeze bottle.
No. I use a 32-ounce squeeze bottle. I use the big ones.
Okay. How long does it take for one of those to heat up?
An hour maybe. It's actually really good.
Are you just using one?
I pack 2.
Okay.
And then I refill, and if I need to, put it over there, do what I need to do.
32-ounce squeeze bottle.
Yeah. Restaurant Depot.
Is that... Yeah, I don't even know what size mine are. But you know the ones I use for sauce. That's not even 32 ounces. It's got to be bigger than that one.
I think it's like 16 to 20 ounces.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that's the original ones I got. But I saw them when I was at Restaurant Depot the other day. I'm like, woo-hoo. Higgins.
Yeah, I mean, in a pinch, we could definitely do that, but I would have to imagine it would take longer for us to assemble.
what you do. You're already used to it.
Yeah, we do. I mean, when we sell them type of thing. I mean, it's not out of the question for us to get an order for 4 or 5 of them. And at that point, you're definitely going through all that sauce or whatever's in the bottles. I'm sorry, what?
Absolutely, for
Yeah.
sure. I agree.
So, can't hear you over my frickin' dogs.
Emergency backup plan. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. And for other people that don't, I mean, have them or want to do it on a sandwich or something like just want to add a little bunch of cheese to a fucking sandwich, might be a good option. I'm going to go let him out real quick. Just a second.
Go play this now. So Josh and I both have dogs. Josh has 2 corgis. I know we've covered this numerous times in the past, but his corgis are very needy. Josh needs to invest in a doggy door. Go in and out as they.
As soon as I pay for all the other things I need to pay for, yeah, I'll get one. But currently,
I might be replacing mine. Maybe I'll just bring it over.
okay. The list is long of things I need to purchase in these next few weeks for both the trailer and other things. So, as you know, the money gets pretty tight come March.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It never goes as far as you think it will. And I'm glad that you're living through it and that you didn't make it through completely unscathed and you got to stress about it a little bit.
I definitely have been stressing about it, but it was just me being me. Anyway, back to your opening week. So, when's the last time? What date did you last cook a brisket? Oh, it's been a minute.
Well, I got to think. Because we did them when we did the WGRD, the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, that morning when we did a couple of briskets. So that would have been the week of Thanksgiving. But still, it's been 3 months, 4 months.
Are you excited to cook a brisket again?
Sure. Just like riding a bike. I mean, once you get to the hundreds of briskets that you've cooked, it kind of loses the excitement of, ooh, it's a brisket.
I do love when backyard cooks come up to me and say, I'm scared of cooking a brisket. I'm like,
You should be.
I was. Long time ago.
So you should be. It's an expensive piece of meat to screw up. You should just come here and get it from us. Save yourself the headache, the stress, and the money. Just come here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I mean, the timeline is, it's an easy timeline. There's not a lot of times to remember the way we cook and how we cook. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest issue I've had this year so far has just been getting the charcoal to light. Just with all the moisture in the air, we keep getting condensation in the chute. And I think the charcoal is even getting a little bit of condensation in the bag just from it being stored hot, and then it gets cold, and so it's just light and a little hard. But we get there.
Did we order our pallet this year?
No, I haven't yet. But I still have some. It's not like I was out. I had enough for a couple weeks, so once we get through this first week, then I can go ahead and drop the $1,000 on a pallet of charcoal. Yeah, it's all the $1,000 purchases that need to be made. I need to get another fireboard. I sent them an email. I'll be interested to see if I get an email back from them. I sent something to their customer service email. Just because I can't seem to ever get one to last much more than a year before something starts to fail on it. I have one that doesn't charge, and the other one, none of the temperature ports work on it. So,
That's great.
yeah. So I usually have an extra one for the inevitability of one breaking. So the one I'm using right now is the original version 1 that I had left outside and cold off. So the screen froze on it. So I just couldn't see the screen. So that's when I switched to version 2. But I can still use the version 1 for now. It's just kind of a bigger pain in the butt. So, So yeah, I let them know that I have not been able to get them to last more than a year. And keep in mind, they're used every day. They're on 24/7 for 7 months, and that's in weather, running hard. So they have more hours than a hobbyist would, and they're great devices, and I love them, and I'll keep using them because they're good and useful. So, but it'll be interesting to see if they come back and try to make anything right or offer a free one for me. I mean, I'll take a free $300 unit.
I mean, they could also sponsor the podcast too if they want their stuff.
It's always about you, isn't it, Skippy? It's us. Oh, I lost my page in the book. Damn it. So yeah, I mean, great locations. What?
So I do have a barbecue contest coming up on Saturday.
Rib cook?
Yep. Ribs and wings. See if I can bring home some more hardware.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
That's fine. I hope you do well. I hope you make some money.
What? It's all about getting the name out.
Is it?
Yeah. You can't call yourself award winning if you're not winning awards anymore.
Well, how about you win some food truck awards?
If I can attend something that has a food truck award, I'll dominate the crap out of it.
They're all over the place, man. Come
On
on.
the other side of the world, we got nothing over here that gives food truck awards other than
Kalamazoo Rib Fest? It's only, 40 minutes from you?
Yeah, I also need a Old Hickory or a Southern Pride, and need to cook about 300 racks of ribs.
You got like 7 smokers.
Folks on the party line here, this is what you call being an asshole. Yeah, don't act surprised. Anyway,
I'm a little hurt. Did anything I say, was that a lie?
I do not have 7 smokers.
How many?
Well, I got the Outlaw, I got the Rectech, 2 Traegers, a can. That's fine. We're good. A Weber charcoal grill doesn't count, does it?
No. That's a grill.
Okay, good. All right, we got 5.
Yeah. If at any point you have to count your smokers, in like,
Jealous.
I'm not at all. I have 2.
Everyone has a purpose.
Yeah.
Traegers haven't been used in like 2 years, though, which is the sad part.
So yeah, I mean, we got this week should be good. These first 2 weeks are usually our busiest weeks of the year, as a whole. So,
It's awesome.
hopefully hopefully the weather cooperates a little bit. I know we got rain coming for all day Friday. Knock on wood, the temperatures are supposed to start going up. Next week looks like we're in the high 40s, low 50s. So, hopefully this is the last of what we're going to see here for the white crap. Because I really wasn't expecting this S-storm today.
Yeah.
But
Luckily, I didn't have to plow at 3 o'clock in the morning. We didn't get 2 inches.
that's what she said. So, yeah, it's, I don't remember. Did we talk about Irish Ionia last week?
We're talking about who?
Irish on Ionia?
No.
Me getting snubbed from that?
No, I don't believe so. I did see a post that there are a lot of food trucks getting snubbed from festivals. One of our guys over Nick Lodato,
Twisted Smoke?
Street.
Twisted Street?
Yeah. I guess St. Clair Shores over on the east side here has a lot of festivals, things like that, and he's attended them, and now he didn't get picked for anything. I think our top fan, Bubba, only got picked for like 1. And they're choosing. I respect that they're choosing local, but I don't respect that they're not choosing like the best, or having some, not the best. Bad word. Variety. Apologies. A variety of barbecue trucks. versus just one person. I think that's what they're doing over there.
So you're saying they're using one barbecue truck for all the events versus rotating out barbecue trucks, or using multiple barbecue trucks at a single event?
That's the one that Nick. That's the way Nick made it sound. I'm sure Bubba can attest. Our fan, of course. But it's food truck festival prices are going up. It's like it just doesn't. It doesn't make it worth anybody's while. I guess that Romeo Lavender Festival is just hitting people hard for food trucks, and I guess if you can only attend one day, attend the Friday or attend the Saturday.
Yeah, I mean they were looking hard the last couple of years. It's not the first time I've seen them come through. Yeah, they look hard for trucks every year. That's probably a testament to it being, from what we've heard, is slow the majority of the time. So it's hard to get trucks to come back. But yeah, Irish Ionia is Michigan's largest Irish street fair. It's put on by the good folks that own Hopcat. So they shut down Ionia Street. And it's always been a great time and a great party, and they usually have a couple food vendors there. They took a couple of years off because of parent company switched hands of Hopcat, and then you had COVID. So they came back this year. They made the announcement. I sent them a Facebook message the day they made the announcement. They referred me to an email address. I sent an email the same day and never heard back. So my assumption was they're not going to use food trucks. They're going to use like carts and people with tents and stuff like that, smaller vendors that fit in there better and take up less space. Over the last week and a half, I've noticed 7 food trucks that are going to be there set up. So I sent a gentleman an email today asking how they selected trucks, because every single one of them is a Grand Rapids Food Association member. Every single one of them. And that seems to be the case, that the Food Truck Association is getting their hands in and trying to push their 60 trucks that are members for all events.
And refresh our memory, are you a member of this?
No, not currently. And I had problems because you have to have a Grand Rapids City license to be a member of the Grand Rapids Food Truck Association. Okay? Historically, they did events in the city of Grand Rapids, which is why you needed a Grand Rapids City license. It made sense. In recent years, they've started to expand the events that they put on to surrounding cities, where you don't need a Grand Rapids City license to participate. But they are still taking preference for their members. So, Grand Rapids Food Truck Association has nothing to do with Irish Ionia. There is an event at a local college that, in theory, they have nothing to do with, outside of they're going to help promote it because it's a food truck thing. But they're trying to push their members as priority members to get invited. So all 7 of those trucks are Food Truck Association members. He said that they picked based on their favorites. And they haven't had a chance to try our truck.
I was going to say, I guess, yeah.
I mean, of course that's what, but I didn't even get an application or anything. And I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I've heard from so many food trucks over here that association is such a toxic political, not a national political fiasco, but an internal power struggle political mess. Yeah, there's so many that won't do it because of it. So it's amazing that of all the events that we at least got 3, but it's one of those things where I'm almost going to have, if I want to get into those events, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to join the association, which is only $25 a month. It's not a huge deal. But do I want to deal with all the other crap? You know? So.
I guess, expound on that a little bit. What do you mean by a lot of other crap? Like what you've been told, or what you think you'll have to do to be high enough on the totem pole for them to push your truck versus one of the other 60?
Well, so they host on their own 7 food truck rallies. So they pick their trucks for that. I think, no, more than that, because they do the Food Truck Fridays every Friday for about 3 months, and then they do a couple other large rallies. And they pick all those trucks. Those are their events. They pick the trucks.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And they, when they send out the invites, they send it out to everybody, not just their members. They send it because they get a list of licensed trucks in Grand Rapids that they send that out to. And it says that it's first come, first serve with a priority on association members. So,
Well, and here's the thing with that is I guess when you have an association that consists of 60 or so trucks, it makes sense that businesses are going to contact them because it's almost a one-stop shop. Versus having to go out and book your own trucks, you can contact whoever the head of this is and say, hey, I need X amount of trucks for this date. This is the cuisine we're looking for. No fees. What can we do?
right, but if events are going to post publicly on Facebook looking for trucks,
True.
then don't go back and get a list off of from them and then kind of cross-reference the 2 lists.
Makes sense. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot of drama, a lot of people trying to push agendas, and I've seen it a little bit. And I think people have a hard time speaking for the association without having the association's necessarily general opinion accounted for. So, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I don't know. I probably will end up joining it just to try to get into those events and then try to keep my distance away from any meetings or gatherings of those people. Yeah.
Is there anything that you think you could learn from this group that would benefit you?
What do you mean?
I guess when you say that that's an internal power struggle or some sort of politics inside, that doesn't seem like the trucks that are in that community, quote unquote, are likely to help another one out.
Oh, they are. Like, I could ask any one of, I'm sure I could reach out to, and there are people in there that I have reached out to, and they're willing to help. So it's not like it's a closed group that you have to be a part of the group in order to ask them a question to learn something, you know?
Are there other barbecue trucks as a part of this?
Yeah. Like 7 of them.
Start a barbecue. Everybody else does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The way some people handled...
I wish we had something like that. We don't really... I mean, we have, a group in our town that one person started, but it really doesn't get a lot of communication to it. I mean, if I have barbecue business that I have to turn down, I'm always going to refer somebody else to it.
Yep.
It's just the way I am. But I do wish we had some sort of community that could, you know, and I don't know if this association, you know, you remember when we had Brandon on there on our podcast as a guest and with Num Num, and he was talking about, Nom Nom, and he was talking about writing a letter to the governor about, you know, food trucks and universal fees and things like that. Do you think this association would be part of that, or is it more of how can we just get the most food trucks out and I guess what are they doing other than collecting $25 a month and putting on their own food truck rallies?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. All right.
My guess would be minimal. I know there are food trucks that attended like the public hearing for the food truck court that has been approved in Grand Rapids. But I think that was a food truck presence, not a association presence. I know the truck that was there was a part of the association, and when they were asked for a quote, they declared themselves as part of the association, which I get and don't get, because at that point you're speaking for the association, whether or not you intend to, or that's the opinion of the entire association, especially when you speak in opposition of something pro food truck. So, and I have that guy's contact information, so hopefully I can get a hold of him and try to clarify a couple things. But, yeah, the biggest issue is people think they are locked in for 6 months and they can't move their truck in and out. So, yeah, I need to confirm that. And this whole, they are requiring natural gas versus propane gas, which is a really weird thing. But, again, it's one of those things where if that's the case, heck, I'll get a second trailer and just park it there. For a dedicated audience, or a captive audience that's going to probably be pretty busy year round. I'll be one of your anchor trucks. I will always be there. And I'll just have a second trailer set up. When you're open, we're open. Yeah. I mean, for me, that's worth it for a captive audience at a place that's going to be busy. So, just because it doesn't work for you doesn't mean it's not a great opportunity for a lot of other people, especially new trucks. Heck, in 2020, if I would have been told I could have a prime location like that and set up there every day for 6 months to figure things out, to get a name out there, heck yeah, I would have. So, I think people poo-poo stuff because it doesn't fit inside their idea of what we're supposed to do. And it kind of reminds me a lot of the way some barbecue people think. If it doesn't fit inside their box of what they consider to be barbecue or traditional barbecue, the way it's supposed to be done, then it's not the right way.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Those... discussion on our page about that.
Huh?
There was a discussion on our page about that.
Well, a little bit. And again, the context on my comment to you wasn't fully there, and try to explain that. So, yeah.
No, we get it.
Yeah, barbecue is just, it's a style. It's not a particular set of things. So, no one mentioned how you ribbed me over fish tacos or anything else. Just me ribbing you about burgers. So, whatever.
Everybody feels that you pick on me all the time.
It's not my fault. That's what the listeners want.
You're the heel and I'm the baby face.
That's right.
Like how that works.
I'm just the bully. Skippy, I'm sorry if I have ever offended you. You cook really decent barbecue. And I'm glad that it's working out so well for you.
I'll remember that. I still have a picture of you panhandling second to last time I was on your truck. You probably don't even remember that.
Panhandling?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna post that picture.
All right, well, go ahead.
See how good this week goes for you.
I see you didn't steal that idea from me.
Ooh, it's not stealing, it's shaking.
Yeah, that's a competition thing. That's not a business thing. That's espionage, corporate espionage.
At the end of the day, we are in some sort of competition. I think mine. All right, we can chat about this. I think mine is a better fit because I call it the barbecue road trip because my logo is modeled after an antique Michigan license plate. Therefore, it's the road trip. You take a road trip, eat your way through the menu.
Okay.
So that part fits. It fits. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Is it fits.
Did I call mine a road trip?
No.
Did I try to theme mine in any particular way?
No, and that's why mine's different.
It's not. It's the exact same thing. You just called it something else.
The concept might be the same.
Intellectual property.
You didn't trademark it.
Now, I'm going to start trademarking everything. All right, so let's open this up a little bit further. No, because
It's fine. Let's keep going. Do you have a St. Patty's Day special, by the way, this week?
no.
Okay.
Not geared towards St. Patrick's Day. No, we'll because that's on Friday, so we'll have our Lent special. We'll do our Krabby Mac, and then yeah.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
So I mean, clearly, we're very visible on Facebook. Our truck is. We post a lot of our food, a lot of our specials. We look at other trucks' food and stuff, and it's fine to gain ideas from that. If you are going to do a direct copy of something, there is a chicken sandwich that is identical to ours on the east side of the state with the same name. Yeah. It could be a coincidence.
I didn't realize that's where you were going with that.
It could be a coincidence. Well, that's where. So it's happened. This is now a couple times within a week that I've kind of noticed some things. I mean, trucks on this side of the state, I've noticed certain other things that we do are copied, and it's fine. The way we post our weekly schedule, over the last couple of years, everybody has started to post in the same way, in the same kind of format. Trucks that didn't used to, which is fine, and it's not a big deal. Do it because it works, and that doesn't irritate me. But if you're going to use somebody's, like the challenge thing that we're doing, or a sandwich, it's a whole lot different. Like if you would have said, "Hey, I'm thinking about using that. Is that all right?" I never would have said no. You know, or hey, you asked me about the nachos. You know, hey, do you mind if I use your Dorachos? I said, sure, just change the name. And really, I would have backed down on you changing the name. Whatever. But to find out the other way, like I'm scrolling through, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So yeah, that chicken sandwich thing was like, that's too close of a coincidence. I mean, clearly, but just reach out. You know?
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. Let's hear the rebuttal.
I don't know if it's regarding your sandwich. We'll go with the. Did I take the idea from you around the barbecue road trip? Absolutely, yes. I should have given credit when credit was due, and I apologize for that.
I don't want public credit.
I know, but I didn't apologize when I called you.
Okay.
So I definitely it was a great idea, and I like it. We don't do anything like that, and I've always wanted to do, after watching so many years of the Great Food Truck Race. There's a truck called the Lime Truck that does the taste of the truck, and I wanted to do something like that. And when you came up with that idea, it basically just put in my head, okay, this is the easiest way I can do it without people buying everything once. I can change it to everybody buying something once.
You said the Lime Truck does it?
The Lime Truck does taste of the truck. That's the first time I saw it was taste of the truck.
No, so I just started Well, I haven't watched all the seasons, so I just picked one at random the other day, and they were on it.
Yeah.
But that, like,
Taste of the truck, it was basically it's like $100 and something for.
buy it all in one fell swoop.
Correct.
Gotcha.
So, and I have had one person do that in my time doing this, but it's like with the amount of things we have on our menu, it's $104 just because I remember the prices. But anyway, so I had the idea. You came up with the name, or kind of the name and the thing. So I appreciate that. So I will give credit where credit is due. Number two, regarding your sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you personally came up with that name.
Okay.
I think that name has been around for a long time, where even to the point of other barbecue places using it. If you remember, I believe I bought a shirt that you had that says "Rise and Shine, Mother Clucker."
Yep.
When you were Chicken King.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you would want them, or you would ask of them to, I guess, reach out to you and say, hey, can I use the name, or can I use something like that? So are you looking regarding that? Are you looking for some sort of credit, or just a courtesy?
Just a courtesy. Like I don't like I from you. I didn't want it. Just it's a professional courtesy. If you're going to directly steal something that you know of, what? And I'm not talking about you, Skippy. It's not always about you, but just in general.
I don't know how you can say steal because they may not even know who you are.
Exactly, and I'm not saying they do, but when you scroll through, it's like, oh, well, that's our sandwich, you know, and that's the initial gut reaction. But okay, let's say they're not from the other side of the state. Let's say it's someone we set up next to, and all of a sudden they don't have it, and then the next time you see them, they do have it.
Okay. That part I would get. I would yeah.
So forget the exact example. Let's think of it as a closer to your territory where it's a clear. They saw something on your truck and then they copied it.
Would you say the same thing if a barbecue truck was at the same festival you were, not selling loaded Mac, and came up next,
It happened at Silver Lake.
A month later, and they were selling loaded Mac?
So
Would you say the same thing?
no, because we didn't come up with it. We weren't the first ones to have loaded mac and cheeses. There's a lot more of them around now, and I'm not saying that's because of us, but there's just generally more of that stuff around. But that example actually happened at Silver Lake the first year we were there. Well, the only year we were there. We were the only ones at the fair selling loaded mac and cheese for the first half a day. Then I saw people in little tiny boats with Kraft macaroni and cheese and some pork on it that were selling it for more than what we were selling ours for. So, and that didn't bother me at all because clearly it's not a concern in that scenario, yeah. And it's not a competition. It's just, it seriously is just if you reach out, if you are knowingly doing that, reach out to the other truck. That's all you got. I just, because shigging in a competition is one thing. Shigging in a professional environment is kind of a different thing, and I've given my mac and cheese recipe out to dozens of people, and it doesn't bother me at all. Go ahead and try to make it this, and it's going to taste different. Just like any barbecue, you can give somebody the recipe and the procedure. It's going to taste different. I gave my mac and cheese recipe to you, and you don't follow it, so too many steps. And that's the thing. For that, it's like most people aren't going to go through that effort to make it. But yeah, and again, they may not know who we are or not know of the sandwich. We do follow each other on Facebook, so that's not 100% true. And it's a sandwich that we do on a special, and it's not like it's not like I am selling the McRib, like I'm pulling up with Burger King and selling the King Rib or the McRib as Burger King next to McDonald's type of thing. So, but still, yeah, if you're going to, and I talked to another truck who said they had almost the same thing happen to him, identical. So with his nachos, like it was an exact replica of what they do after they came over and were talking to him about how he made his chips and stuff, because he makes homemade chips. And then all of a sudden, they had the exact replica of his dish on their truck. So I went from how do you make your chips to we're just going to steal the whole thing. And again, just hey, here's what we're thinking about doing. Just want to throw it past you so you have a heads up or whatever is way better than finding out about it just by showing up or something like that, Because especially if you guys use the same territory, to where people look for items and then they start ordering like sandwiches with the same names at different trucks. Just, yeah, that's all. I'm being fussy and I'm being sensitive about it, but.
No, I understand what you're talking about. I guess it's, I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah. Why do people pick different names for the parfait sundae things, you know. Everybody tries to put a little unique twist on a name for them. And I'm not saying we came up with the Mother Clucker, and I'm sure it's been around before, but typically we try to find names of sandwiches that we haven't seen or heard. So, because we try to have menu items that are at least named differently than what other people have. For that. Anyways, whatever.
I get it.
I'm done ranting today. I feel like I've been very complainy today. It's this damn snow. It's got me all grumpy.
No, I get it. I definitely understand. Definitely understand. Okay, how can we turn this? How would you get Josh happy again? What do you want to talk about now?
I don't think we can do that on the radio.
Well, all right. Well, let's do.
Oh,
this.
yeah.
What? Have we read any more of the Barbecue 101 book?
No. No, we can talk about a couple things. I have some stuff earmarked. In regards to branding. Do you have a mission statement?
Not a good one. I mean,
Well,
basically, it's just making people happy one barbecue sandwich at a time. But it's not really.
that's more of a slogan.
I understand, but at the end of the day, it's no. I don't have a mission statement.
Do you? So, what's the difference between marketing and branding?
Basically, marketing is getting your brand out there. So, for a brand, you have to figure out what you're going to sell, what you're going to do, your logo, your slogan, your design, your menu, and then marketing is getting that stuff out to the people and kind of telling people how you're different, even though that can possibly go into branding at the same time. Marketing has to do with also advertising. It's marketing is what sets you apart from basically everybody else. Yeah. What else you got? I know you're looking at the book that says
Yeah.
between marketing and branding.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what. So here's what the book says. Again, Food Truck 101, Beginner to Winner by Bill and Melissa Moore. Available on Amazon. I will put the link in our stuff for you guys, which we don't make any money on. My Amazon associate account got shut off again. I don't know. I'm getting orders and it keeps shutting me off. So I'm done.
Okay then.
Yeah, I'm done. So we will continue to promote some items with links for you guys. That definitely wasn't a money maker source by any chance, but still doing stuff that we use personally. So you guys can have a better experience and hopefully help you guys along the way. Anyways, per the book, brand is who you are as a business, your ethics, and your moral compass. Branding attempts to create loyalty via emotional connections to the company. Marketing is product and service driven. Then it uses McDonald's as an example. Two very distinct ad types. One is product relating, conveying information or pricing. The other is brand related, attempting to create an emotional response, a warm and fuzzy feeling. So, a brand commercial would be their breakfast all day, people sitting around a table at 2 p.m. enjoying breakfast foods, converting how glad they are now, some typos in this book, they don't have to miss out on delicious breakfast in the middle of the day, blah, 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 blah. Versus a marketing ad, which would be like the McRib. The McRib's back for blah, 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 or back in the day, $29.39 or $39.49 or 2 for 2 Big Macs. God, we're old. Yes, you could get 2 Big Macs for $2. Or the two 20-piece chicken nuggets, 2 large fries, 2 large drinks for, like, I think it was $20. Yeah. Not anymore, folks. So yeah, it's I mean, clearly we probably, I mean, almost 100% we do more marketing than branding. Right?
Yeah, we definitely, yes, we do more. My brand is, you don't see the brand until you come to the truck. I mean,
Why not?
Because so you have to come up with your brand first, market your brand, but they don't really see your brand until they actually visit you.
Hold on, I'm gonna go let my dogs back in. I want you to think about that a little bit. So why aren't you doing more branding via social media?
What am I not doing? Brand.
Or what could that look like?
I don't know.
Have you gotten any comments on stuff about how people miss you? Like over the winter, like you got comments or messages about when you're coming back.
Yeah, like I can't
We
wait
need
till you come back.
we need your meat in our mouths.
Simmer down, Turbo.
I have those messages on our OnlyPans account.
Is it only pans? P-A-N-S? Only pans? Yeah.
There's a TikTok user that that's what it's an OnlyPans and she does cooking demonstrations. It's hilarious. She's really good. Lots of innuendos in it. It's really, really funny.
So, yeah, I mean, I've gotten those comments. Can't wait to come back here. Can't wait to try this again. Blah blah.
So, I mean, that stuff, you package it into, some sort of. I mean, we use Canva all the time, and I highly recommend it as a good, price-effective alternative to Publisher. To create some sort of flyer with some of those in there, that's a connection. You have a connection with those people. That's your brand, and sharing that with other people pulls people back in, I'm trying to find that page again. And I think that's where your mission statement should be tied deeply into, and your core values should be tied deeply into your brand. And how can you convey? Okay, let's go with core values. What are your core values? Do you have core values as a business?
I haven't written them down, if that's what you're asking.
Well, what are they? If they're in your head. I know I really put you on the spot. So for us, it's quality, accuracy, huh?
I gotta look up my SOPs.
Quality, accuracy, and speed. So those are our 3 most important things that we strive for every day, in that order. Quality is above accuracy, because even if you get the wrong food, we still want it to be good food. And speed, even though we are pretty friggin' fast, it's not our priority. If we're handing out crap food, it doesn't matter how fast we are. So quality will always be the center point or the cornerstone of what we do, and trying to improve on that daily. I think if we do those 3 things, everything else kind of takes care of itself, in my opinion.
I mean, it has to.
Yeah.
Or at least you hope it has to.
Right.
I understand that.
So that's, and then between your mission statement and your core values, or if you combine the 2, I guess you could, every one of your business decisions should flow through that. Does this decision aid in those things, or does it take away from those things? And I would go even as far as events. I mean, that's kind of why we don't do huge events, because we can't get all three of them. One of them's going to be sacrificed somewhere. If we do a 15,000, 20,000 person event for a day, we either need to overcook and probably pre-cook some stuff, in order to try to stay around for longer than an hour, which then affects quality, at least the quality we strive to put forth. Speed, obviously, we're not going to be able to get food out as fast. So those are the things that kind of push those decisions. Yeah, we can make money. I mean, we can make more money doing things way differently than we do.
So go into your core values, your three things that you just mentioned.
Yep.
We'll go with speed. Is that broken out to what your expectations are?
No. For ticket times? No.
Yeah. Okay, so realistically, how do we
quantify that?
Well, when you say you don't do big events, or you think if you do big events, at least one of those things is going to be compromised.
Yeah.
What would be compromised? The fact that you'd sell out earlier and be done? You wouldn't be able to feed as many people? Because it's not speed, because you haven't quantified it.
It is. So not only our ticket times, that's not the only time where speed comes through. The amount of length of time someone has to spend in line to get to us. So if we're at one of those big, I don't want people spending an hour in line to order food and then another half an hour in line waiting to get their food.
Oh, I agree. I mean, however, sometimes the inline part is unavoidable, no matter how you look at it.
Well, yeah, right.
You could be at some festival for whatever reason. The other three food trucks that are there are garbage. And you got everybody waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't set that up that way.
Right.
It's just something that happens.
But you can protect against it a little bit.
I don't think you can. How could you protect against it? It's an unforeseen.
Okay. The bigger the event, the longer your line is probably going to be, right?
You would hope so, yes.
Reasonably speaking.
Let me give you an example why I'm saying this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So last year in Jackson, we had a food truck rally. You had 11 food trucks there, right? We didn't know, because we weren't told about the marketing. What these people were doing. It was run by all we were told was it was like $50 to get in, and it was run by 2 city interns. Okay. 11 food trucks. I'm thinking, okay, well, it's in the city, it's, from 4 to 8, I'm thinking, okay, you'll get the lunch or the dinner crowd, and that's pretty much it. But I'm not thinking a whole heck of a lot of people. We didn't find out that they paid for ads, they did radio, they did TV, all the way up from basically the 30 to 40 mile radius of our town.
Mm-hmm.
So the lines were just ungodly, just long. That's not something that we could control.
I understand.
It was also something that was definitely unforeseen.
Yep.
So I don't know how that how you can be compromised, or how at least that would be speed, because you can still only get out what you can get out in whatever time it normally takes you to do it. Typically, if they're doing one item or maybe a sandwich and a side, you can get that out in a minute. But if they're doing like a meal, or like I do meals, you don't really do meals too much. Those are the things that bog me down, as somebody that comes up and orders 4 meals. So I guess I don't know how that could compromise your core values if it's something that's unforeseen.
Well, and you can't. There's always going to be something, Skippy. I mean, obviously you can't plan for what you can't plan for, right?
Correct.
Clearly, if we have a malfunction on the truck where our heating cabinet goes out during service, it's going to compromise quality, right?
Sure.
Okay. So, yeah, we're going to still guard ourselves against a 2-hour line to the best we can. Because I don't want a 2-hour line associated with our truck and slow service associated with our truck. So, yeah, we can take orders as fast as we want. They're still going to wait in line. So I would rather have a manageable line that's, I mean, hey, Granville Vintage Fest, we had a 45-minute line the entire time we were open. And it made me uncomfortable. But they weren't waiting another half an hour after they ordered to get their food. Because we could keep up with that line. You know? And that's partially the cadence of whoever's taking orders, too. And being able to manage that speed. But yeah, it's...
I don't agree.
Probably a bad example. There's a lot of reasons why we don't do big events. But...
Well, I've got 2 people, myself and somebody else.
Okay.
We could have a third if we really wanted to take payments outside, but I don't like the fact that, I'm 10 tickets deep and just still trying to play catch up. I don't like that either. But I look at a line and I guess...
I'm happy with a line. I don't want someone to be... So here's where our problem is. We can't communicate to the end of the line when we start running out of stuff. So let's say someone waits in line for an hour and a half, and they get up to their window and we're out of pork. Or we're out of brisket. Or all we have left is chicken. Okay?
Wouldn't you have that third person out there monitoring the menu board? So they can easily just...
Yeah, we put stuff up, but if the line is that long, Skippy, no one's seeing the menu board until they're at the truck. And I'm not going to have someone outside nonstop just kind of wandering the line saying, hey, we're out of this, and then wander back up. Hey, we're out of this. And that's happened. We've been yelled at numerous times at events when we get towards the end of the evening because people waited in line and we didn't communicate with them that we were running out of food.
Okay.
And it's almost impossible for us to do so. Again, probably not. There's 1,000 reasons why I don't like to do large events. We are a good medium-sized event truck currently.
And I agree. I think we are the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do a 15,000 person event either.
Yeah.
Chances are I'd sell out a lot.
So again, a bad example about making business decisions for time, but our POS was based on that. Can we improve those 3 things by upgrading to the full POS with Square and running restaurants? And yes, we can do orders faster. We can do special orders way faster because of it. Everything got streamlined a little bit quicker between credit cards and payments and order taking. Everything got a little bit faster. And consistency got better and accuracy got better. Because otherwise, why do it? If it's not going to improve those 3 things for us, there's no reason to do it because it wasn't a cheap purchase. So that's probably a better example than the other one I gave. But
No, I get it, and I appreciate that.
and I still think us trying to do a huge event would still affect the quality of the food based on what we normally hand out. And it goes against...
Because your first pan of brisket is going to be different than your last pan of brisket?
If I have to cook enough food to try to maintain a 6-hour festival of that size, I'm going to have to pre-cook food.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why not cook enough that you can handle? I guess, so why not go with the opportunity, like, I'm going to sell out and this is how much I'm going to cook?
Okay, but I don't want to sell out of an all-day festival in 2 hours and then be stuck there, not doing anything. Because I also value my time. Right? Because like a lot of events, if you pull in and it's an all-day food truck festival, you're not getting out of there until the festival's over. They're just generally not set up that way to where you can pull in a truck and unhook or hook back up and pull out of there in the middle of the festival. So yeah, great. And we could have a good day for us, but if I'm going to be stuck there for 6 hours after we sell out, not able to do anything, sure, we could clean the trailer and close down and go visit other food trucks and stuff, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. For me, I'd rather spend 5 hours at that situation being able to sell out, or, you know, being able to sell food for the entire thing and do the same amount if I'm going to be stuck there anyways. I don't know if that makes sense, or if I'm backwards thinking, and I can't wait to hear the comments on all this. But, yeah, so in order for us to do a large festival, we'd have to max out what our cooker is, and then more. And then probably have to hot hold in Cambros, which Cambros work great. But I've also had stuff go weird in Cambros because they get too hot if you don't burp them.
Yeah.
I mean, we used them for competitions, and I've had briskets that were perfect coming off the smoker turn to mush in a Cambro because we forgot to freaking vent it, you know, and let some of the heat out of it. So I'm not saying it's a guarantee quality is going to be affected, but it's going to be a whole lot harder to maintain our standards. So.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Good. Happy to hear it. Maybe
I'm just too new to the thinking. You've been around long enough where you've experienced certain things that I haven't experienced yet.
I'm still learning too. I mean, it's not like Silver. So the first year, I mean, we were brand new. We were still just doing weekends, and we did Silver Lake, and that was the busiest we'd ever been. From a line standpoint, I couldn't have cooked more food than we cooked on the smoker we had. We were completely maxed out, and we were still done in 2.5 hours.
So, but how did that experience compromise your three core values?
It didn't. At the time, I mean, really, it didn't. I mean, we weren't getting food out in a timely manner at all.
So a compromised speed.
Yeah, but we didn't know that going ahead. I mean, we weren't expecting. We were just learning. We didn't know. So going forward now, I'm going to make a decision kind of based around that. You know, I mean,
Okay.
I mean, you learn from every event. And that was another one where we're stuck there. We're not allowed to pull out. We're not allowed to clean up. We weren't allowed to close. For the next 6 hours, we sold pop and water because we weren't allowed to close our window.
At least you had pop and water to sell.
You want to talk about feeling like a giant waste of... Yeah, and we had the cheapest pop and water there too. So we ended up selling out. I was like, I got nothing left. Do you mind if I close the window now? I mean, I could start selling my body, but I don't know how many people are going to want that. So yeah, being stuck somewhere is awful.
I would agree with that. Yes, being stuck somewhere is awful.
And it's going to happen to us this year. I mean, we are doing events this year that we wouldn't normally do because we're trying to branch out and trying to get better. And we've learned how to manage that better from a food standpoint. We can cook different foods now at different times, that we've learned how to manipulate the ballet of things on and off the smoker enough that we can do them better. So now we're going to test those things and see how far we can push it. Like doing chicken legs as a special, or heck, even maybe some bratwurst or something like that we're still doing on the smoker, and we can do something quick and easy like that we can put on for a half an hour and still be able to keep selling food. Even if it's not part of our regular menu, we can sell it as a special for the day and move forward. So, yeah, figuring out those quick sell things that we can do if things get tight.
So, if you were to build a new trailer right now, would you put a grill on it, like a charcoal grill on the back porch?
No. For a lot of reasons, the open flame. I think it's going to come that we're going to have stricter fire code for porch trailers and smokers and grills on them, especially having an open flame on that. I think could raise some flags where you're going to end up having to have fire suppression out there. That's not an enclosed type of fire. Make sense? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't come in the next couple of years that we're going to have fire suppressions on our porches. Just in case.
That'll kill a lot of businesses real quick.
Yeah, it's just another $5-6 grand to have it installed, so it's a write-off. So yeah, it's I wouldn't. And like I said, if I can get approval for what we want to do, to just be able to have a couple extra smokers that we can use and go from trailer to smoker back into trailer, that new trailer wouldn't even have a smoker on it for the most part. That we would just feed it off of the other trailer and what we have, and it would be, that one would have the capability to do larger events. We'd have double service windows, double prep stations and everything, to really crank out food.
So you don't think having a smoker on the trailer is a experience? You don't think you'll do anything? You think your services would be the same if you had a smoker on the trailer versus not, like visible?
No, because it's not like we're going in and out of the smoker. It's not like it's a show. Sure, you get some of the smell and the ambiance of that, but there's other ways to go about getting some ambiance of the smell of smoke. You know, I can put some on our 2-burner stove. I can do some soaked wood chips and turn on the exhaust fan and have it sucking that smoke out of the trailer and out into the world. It's no different than those that have their smokers on the inside of their trailers with the doors on the inside. It's not a visible smoker, but you're still getting the smell, you know? So there's other ways I think you can create the ambiance of that without, I don't think it would hurt at all, because there wouldn't be it's not like you look back there and see an empty porch. It would be all enclosed, but yeah, I think it's okay. I think you can do it without hurting yourself. And that's why I wouldn't do it on my first trailer, but as we develop our visibility, our brand, and our product and everything, then yeah, I think it's okay. Like there's a you build that trust with people that you know what you're doing, that you're doing things the right way, and that's why we try not to do things differently depending on what location we go to. That everything's the same, pricing and otherwise, whether we're doing an event, a festival, or just roadside stuff. Because we don't want somebody that's a regular customer of ours to be at 2 different places and get 2 different price points. Because we do have people that follow us, and we are very blessed and grateful for a very loyal following that we have, and that people travel for us. So I don't want people to go even from one side of Grand Rapids to another. We're a more affluent area to a non-affluent area and get 2 different price points. I think it's a slippery slope, and not how I want to build out our brand. So, I'm not saying that you guys can't do that. It's not for us. And if I went to a truck in 2 different spots and I had 2 different prices, even festival and non-festival, I would get it, but I wouldn't like it. It would just make me never seek them out at a festival. You know, or only go to them when they're in a certain area because it's cheaper there.
Yeah.
So,
makes sense.
You know, and that's the way I think about that, but yeah. Who knows what I know?
It's a good topic. It's a good way to think about stuff. I mean, I understand it.
As much as we can, we try to base all our decisions around who we are as a truck initially. And if we can hit all our check boxes, then good. If not, we really think hard about why we're doing what we're doing, if it's not going to move those things forward.
Yeah.
So which is why I'll pay more for product to keep the same quality that people are accustomed to us putting out. You know, even if it's, to the brand of cheese, the brand of butter, the brand of anything that we use. Like, I am hesitant to change any of it because everything has a little bit different of a flavor, and who knows how that's going to carry down to the customer.
You don't want to compromise. Like, that's why we talked in the very beginning about holding versus, cook to hold or cook to serve right away.
Yep.
I get that. I understand where you're going.
And we've definitely, from time to time, and we did a little bit this off season with cook to hold, and definitely did hold stuff a little bit differently and tried some different techniques to try to push the quality limit a little bit for us. We didn't really receive any feedback one way or another. People didn't know that we were changing how we were doing some stuff. We didn't see any feedback about, something's really different, it's awesome, or the other way around. Which I'll take as a win. Like it's a.
Didn't have people saying it was. I guess when we first started talking about it, you were like, nope, never going to do it. Never, it's going to compromise flavor. I've had it, never going to do it. And now you did it. So it was something that was uncomfortable, and now it's more comfortable.
No, I still wouldn't. Still not going to do it. We've done it in the past where people are like, "Hey, is there any way I can pick up food on Friday for a Saturday event and just reheat it on Saturday?" And for those types of things, we'll cook it on Tuesday and then seal it and put it in the fridge because there's no difference. They're already going to reheat it. It's already going to hit the fridge. So, yeah, we've done it from time to time, but people know that we're doing it, I have a hard time selling the idea of small batch, fresh made barbecue if it's not going to be that. I don't want to say we're doing one thing and go the other way, and that's kind of how we've always presented it as smoke daily, here's what you're getting.
Fresh is fresh.
So, and we've had people that I've quoted parties to. Some friends and friends of friends that we've been outside of their budget. I said, here's what I can do. I said, if you want, I can sell you day old stuff at a much cheaper price, and we can vacuum seal it. You can come pick it up and put it in your freezer if you want. And we've done that too for some people. We're not going to do it for everybody. So don't ask for it. That is my discretion. So yeah, it's not that we haven't done it, but I can tell the difference on something that's not that day. It's a negligible difference, but I notice, and that's enough for me. So,
yeah, understand.
And it just doesn't feel right about who we are and where we stand on our food as a whole. So, in our first year, yeah, we reheated stuff. We went against all that stuff, and I think it hurt us in the beginning. But we were, mid COVID, and we were trying to scrap stuff together just to try to get anything we could out of anything. So,
yeah.
And I'm glad that since then we haven't really gone down that road. So, unless people know about it ahead of time. So, yeah. But yeah, again, I know people say mix it half and half, and no one will ever know. I know, and that's enough. So,
absolutely. Yeah, you have to be happy with whatever you're serving, no matter what.
Yeah.
If you're not happy with it.
So, you've been trying different. You've been doing long holds differently. Not reusing, but so you experimented a little bit with holding briskets for. How long did you end up going before you? So after it's done, before you sliced it.
18 hours.
And you said it was perfect. Still.
Yeah, it was. So when I first started competing, actually not even that. Lately, it's like if you cook a brisket, it's almost like reheated. To me, so there are times that reheated brisket tastes better the next day,
mm-hmm.
and I'm using that as a guide without reheating it, just holding it, and
it's like a really, really long rest. Is all you're doing. Yeah.
I believe it soaks up more. I use Prime from Sam's. They have obviously 100 different providers of it, but I like actually the ones from National Beef Company. Those are always seems like they're the biggest ones available. When I see Excel, I throw up because they're always like 10, 12 pounders. No, but it seems like holding brisket longer still keeps it juicy, moist. I don't lose the bark. It's been good. Lately I haven't done it because I've been in a pinch, and just once you do it, once you cook it, you have to use it because I'm selling it.
Yep.
I'm selling a lot more brisket in the first month than I think I have in a long time.
Awesome.
Which hopefully that means that people have obviously like my brisket. I finally figured out how to use my. I'll tell everybody out here how to use my pellet cooker to the best of my ability. I am wrapping. I'm actually doing more. I'm staying true to my brand, the competition style. I'm wrapping. I'm doing, putting a little extra stuff, magic in there, but trying to keep it a little bit more peppery. And things are changing for the better, which is good. When you said earlier about compromising or using not compromise, but using different ingredients, I couldn't get cavatappi noodles from Gordon's for like a week. So I went with, was a Barilla. You can buy them in like the 10-pound bags. They took forever to cook. And I find the cheaper noodle takes forever to cook.
Yeah, because there's probably,
It's so preserved.
Yeah.
I don't know. And, so I pay the extra for the cavatappi just because I know how long it cooks now. I can actually gauge how long it takes me to make something now because it literally I cook 3 bags of it in 15 minutes after the water. I've even found that using different pans or different pots to cook it in can make it, the mac and cheese I cooked for Saturday took an hour just with heating up the pan along with cooking noodles. It was just sitting there.
Typically it's 2 hours for me to make my macaroni and cheese, and 45 minutes of that is getting the water to boil and to get the
It took an hour just to get the noodles done. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
Get them done before I even assembled everything.
That's what I plan on, is an hour before I start my cheese sauce. Yeah.
And I'm really, this is a different topic, but I'm really happy about what I'm doing this year versus what I ended doing last year. It's coming along nicely.
And that's good. I mean, that's what our off season is. What I've always viewed it as being the key to is kind of stepping back, looking back at the year, and what can you improve on, either incrementally or new products or new specials, and how can you make the experience better next year? So,
Me too. It's also how you plan better.
Yeah.
It's how do I plan my shopping trips? How do I plan? What downtime do I have to do stuff around the house? Before I have to leave.
You're going to have less of that this year, right? Because you're going to do more lunches.
My lunch services are going splendidly.
Good.
We'll call it splendidly.
Nice. We got to wrap up here pretty quick.
Yes, let's go.
I want to say one more thing about new ingredient quality. Since we were talking about mac and cheese, did you know that imitation cheese costs more than the regular stuff at GFS, the big bags?
Yes.
In what world does that make sense, and why? And I'm sure there's a reason. It probably melts more uniformly or whatever. But why would you go imitation over real cheese and pay more for it? It's got to be something in the consistency as how it melts, or its shelf life, or you just fall asleep. Am I dropping bombs on you?
Yes, I have noticed that.
I mean, it's not substantial, but
kind of sad.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a processed world, and I know all cheese is processed, but man, get real stuff, man. It tastes better. Yeah, 100%.
Are you talking about like the Velveeta?
No, like shredded, like the imitation shredded cheddar.
Oh, the stuff you buy in the bags.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because they sell both. Yeah. And the imitation stuff costs more. Like $1.50 a bag.
Because it's already shredded.
Well, so is the other stuff that I get. The real stuff, it's real shredded cheddar.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I always any videos I watch about making mac and cheese, people always say basically shred it yourself.
And there is a difference. And that one I know why. It's because the cheese is coated, so they shred it and then they coat the individual shreds. So yeah, you get that in there. some people say it's like a cardboard coating as a preservative. It keeps it from getting crusty. So when you have a block of cheese, you don't get as much of that. But
You just get the outside versus the individuals.
yeah, but whatever. Anyways, okay, we got to wrap up. I got to get to Costco and do an interview all at the same time.
That should be interesting.
Hey, as long as I don't have to cart rage at anybody while I'm doing the interview, and it's for a newspaper interview, not like a radio, so it should be okay.
They still have newspapers? Oh, you made it to newspaper level.
Yeah, all my conversation on Saturday about using modern forms of ad and print is dead, and here I am doing a newspaper interview. I'm going to guess that it'll be digital newspaper interview. Anyways, thank you all for listening. Looking for a lot of feedback lately. I know this episode might be hard to listen to with the audio quality. We will get that fixed as we continue to work through the live feeds. Let us know what you thought about last week's Social Saturday and any more that you want to hear about for that stuff. I'm planning on doing that as a recurring thing as long as I can. We might have to change the times and days around a little bit, just depending on event schedules, but we'll keep doing that as long as you guys want it. Skippy, have a wonderful week. Are you all week this week? Tuesday through Sunday?
Wednesday through Sunday.
Awesome. Have a good 4 days, whatever, how many that is.
We'll call it 4. We'll call it 4 because I have a competition. So.
Oh, yeah.
Go block to block.
Good luck at your competition. Everybody have a good week. We'll talk to you soon. Fuck the snow. Peace out.